Welcome to my channel. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. It's funny. Back then, the elders always warned us about staying out too late. They'd say, when the sun sets, the land doesn't belong to us anymore. I used to think they were just trying to scare us into coming home early. But after what happened that one night, I realized they weren't lying. I was younger then, still thought I was invincible, you know? My friends and I had spent the day helping my uncle harvest his rice fields. It was hard work, but we were young and we didn't care. The air was cool and the fields stretched out far with the mountains in the background like something out of a dream. When the work was done, my uncle gave us some rice wine as a reward. We sat by a small fire near the hut at the edge of the fields, drinking and joking, feeling like kings of the world. The night was quiet, only the sound of crickets and the wind blowing through the rice stalks. Then, somewhere far off, we heard it, a shuffle. Not an animal, not the wind. It was slow, like footsteps dragging through the dirt. We all shut up real quick, looked at each other, waiting for someone to laugh and say it was just our imagination. But no one did. My friend Yi, the boldest one of us, chuckled and said, "Probably some old man lost out here." Nobody answered him, because deep down we all knew no one walks the fields at night, not in this village. Then we saw him, a man, standing in the rice fields just past the firelight. His head was tilted down, hair long and messy, covering his face. His clothes were old, ripped in places, hanging loose on his thin frame. Something about him was wrong. Maybe it was the way he stood, too still, or maybe it was his arms, hanging too low by his sides. But the worst part, the part that made my stomach drop, was his skin. It was purple, not bruised, not dark from the cold. Purple, like something long dead. I wanted to say something, but my mouth wouldn't work. My whole body just knew, this is bad. My friend saw it too. I could tell because nobody was breathing. Then the man moved, not like a person. His arms twitched first, like he was trying to lift them, but forgot how. Then his whole body jerked, like something was pulling him forward. He didn't walk. He dragged himself toward us, slow and heavy, like every step took all his strength. And then he stopped, right at the edge of the firelight. His head was still tilted down, hair covering his face, but his hands, they were shaking. The fingers curled and uncurled, like he was trying to grab something. Yi, the idiot, grabbed a burning stick from the fire and shouted, "Who are you? What do you want?" His voice cracked, though. He was trying to act tough, but I could hear the fear. The man didn't answer, didn't even react, just stood there. Then, so slow it made my skin crawl, he lifted his hand, pointed at us. I don't know why, but that was it. That was enough. We ran. We ran like cowards, like scared little kids, back toward the village, stumbling and tripping over our own feet. I could hear the sound of dragging footsteps behind us, but I didn't dare look back. I felt like if I did, I'd see him right behind me, reaching out, ready to grab me. When we finally made it back to the village, we ran straight into my uncle's house, slamming the door shut behind us. We were gasping for air, hearts pounding. My uncle took one look at us and frowned. "You saw him, didn't you?" I couldn't even speak, just nodded. He sighed and grabbed a handful of rice, mumbling something under his breath before throwing it onto the floor. Then he lit a small candle and told us to sit by it. "Don't leave this spot until the candle burns out," he warned. We did as we were told. We didn't ask questions. We just sat there, huddled together like scared little kids. Outside, the wind howled, or at least I thought it was the wind. But then, beneath the howling, I heard it one last time. That slow, dragging sound. Far away now, but still there. Like it was telling me, I know you saw me, and one day I'll see you again. When morning finally came, we barely spoke. My uncle never explained anything, and we never asked. But from that night on, we never stayed out after dark. After that night, things changed. I started hearing things. At first I thought I was just paranoid. You know how your mind plays tricks on you after something like that? But no, this was real. Late at night, when the village was quiet and everyone was asleep, I'd hear it, that same dragging sound, faint, like it was far away, like it was coming from the fields. But every night it got closer. The first time I heard it, I told myself it was just an animal, maybe a stray dog, limping around in the dark. But deep down, I knew better. The second night, I stayed awake, listening. It was the same sound, slow, heavy, uneven, like someone was walking but didn't know how. By the third night, I couldn't take it anymore. I went to my uncle. I found him sitting outside smoking his pipe under the moonlight. He didn't look at me when I sat down beside him, just took a slow drag, then exhaled. "You hear it?" he finally asked. I didn't say anything, just nodded. He sighed. "I was hoping it wouldn't follow you." That made my blood run cold. "What does it want?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. My uncle tapped the ash from his pipe, took another slow drag. Then he said something I'll never forget. "It's looking for a place to stay." I stared at him. "What does that mean?" He didn't answer me, just stood up and told me to go inside his house and sleep there for tonight. I barely slept that night. Every little sound made me jump. Every shadow felt like it was moving. By the fourth night, I wasn't just hearing it, I was seeing things. It started small, a dark shape at the corner of my eye, a flicker of movement when I turned my head. But then late that night, as I lay on my sleeping mat, I saw it, standing outside the gap near door, the same figure, hair covering his face, clothes hanging loose on his body, skin so purple. I didn't move, I didn't even breathe, I just stared. The window was small, just enough to let in air, but it was enough for me to see him, to see how his shoulders moved up and down like he was breathing. Then, slowly, he lifted his hand and pointed at me, just like before. I don't remember much after that. I must have passed out because when I woke up the sun was already rising. The first thing I did was run to my uncle. I told him what I saw, what I heard. He just sighed. "It's because you saw him first," he said. "He remembers you. Then what do I do?" "You have to give him something," he said. "Give him what?" I asked. He didn't answer right away, just told me to follow him. We walked to the fields, the same place where we first saw the man. My uncle stopped at the edge and knelt down. He scooped up a handful of dirt, let it run through his fingers, then mumbled something under his breath. Then he took out a small pouch of rice from his pocket and scattered it on the ground. "Tell him to take this and leave," my uncle said. "Tell him this is all you can give." I swallowed my fear, looked out into the empty fields and whispered, "This is all I can give you. Take it and go." The wind picked up, not strong, not violent, just a slow, steady breeze rustling through the rice stalks. Then, silence. My uncle stood up, dusted off his hands, and said, "It's done." I didn't ask how he knew. I didn't want to know. That night, for the first time in days, I didn't hear anything. No dragging footsteps, no whispers in the wind, nothing. And from that day on, I never saw him again. But sometimes, just sometimes, when I walk past the fields at dusk, I swear I still feel something watching, waiting, because maybe, just maybe, he's still out there, looking for someone else to notice him. And if you ever find yourself walking alone in the fields at night, if you see a man with long hair covering his face, standing too still, with skin too purple, whatever you do, don't let him know you see him. Thank you for listening to this video. I'll see you in the next one.